Hi, and welcome to our first episode of Paranormal Pals.
Hey.
We're so excited to be here. I'm Rose.
I'm Marc.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Josh.
So basically, this is going to be a little sub-podcast, a subsection of a very, very amazing show that Tony Sweet puts on every week called Truth Be Told. There's a lot of different subsections to the podcast. There's like an awesome spiritual one. There's like more of the paranormal, true crime, UFO stuff, and we're basically here to add a little segment that's more conversational. We're just going to bring up some fun topics that we think are really spooky and interesting to chat about, and we're just going to talk. So
So I was just going to say, to get the ball rolling here, we can each share just like super scary, possibly traumatizing film or TV show from our childhood that is horror
nice intro.
themed. Because, oftentimes, when you see a scary movie, it is a bit traumatizing. It does sit with you your whole life.
I mean, I vividly remember my first horror movie was at a middle school Halloween party. It's called Jeepers Creepers. Highly recommend. I think there's 3 of them, and they're remaking, rebooting it this year. Actually, they're making another one.
Wow.
So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, it just really stuck with me because it was really graphic for like an old movie, and they basically, I'm not going to give anything away, but this bad guy, he like kills people and then like uses their body parts to like make himself stay alive. So it's just like a whole thing. But that was very graphic, and
That's
I don't know if
incredibly
I should have
creative.
done it as the first horror movie I've ever
Yeah, how
seen.
old were you?
Well, middle school, I think you're like 13, 14.
Okay.
So not like too young, but like still young enough that I was
Yeah.
like,
I had a friend who, her first horror movie was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, geez.
And she saw it when she was in 3rd grade.
What?
And I was like, I remember she went to school the next day and was like describing it to me. I'm like, that sounds actually terrifying.
Her
like,
parents take it?
Yes. No. It was, well, I mean, it was art. Like, it was, they watched it in their house.
oh.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
yeah, I guess they showed it to, they just showed it to her. They're like, I guess this is an okay thing for a
So
9-year-old to
There
watch.
I'd
there
be
are too many
traumatized.
scary movies out there. I couldn't even, like, I think my first one that I watched, I was probably like 10, and it was Disney, right? So I'm like, okay, Disney, ain't gonna scare me. This is my place. I know it. Don't Look Under the Bed. Really scary. It was like a boogeyman, and it was under the bed, and it'd be like really scary. I ran out crying probably. It was just the worst.
yeah, well, I think my first one wasn't an actual horror, but it was this really janky Australian film called Blackwater, I think it is. And it's like Jaws, but it's about a crocodile. And I remember just clutching. I was watching it with this like older girl, so I was like trying to be cool. And I was like, yeah, I've seen horror films before. I have not. And the $2 shot blood that they were throwing across the screen was enough to really send me into a spiral. So yeah, it is definitely, it sticks with you. It scars you.
Yeah. The first movie I ever received on DVD, horror movie I ever received on DVD was The Conjuring. So that definitely has a nice place in my heart. That was before or after I was in 3rd grade. So I was definitely of age to watch it appropriately.
Well, it's quite a topical thing that you bring up The Conjuring
Yeah.
because
I know.
also, we've got a podcast. I think is it this week that the podcast?
Yes.
Conjuring
Yeah,
is?
this Friday.
This Friday, Tony's going to be interviewing Andrea, who is the woman whose family The Conjuring's about. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. But speaking of horror films, I've got a really fun little way that you guys can get to know us and we can get to know
Fun.
each other, I guess.
Okay.
I love this.
I'm sorry, I'm
Of
obsessed with
games.
astrology, so this is all to do with astrology. But it's basically the horror movie villain that embodies each zodiac sign.
Whoa.
So this is who we'd be based on I'm really excited. So
Okay.
we'll start with, now, the thing is, Lauren and I are both Geminis.
Gemini babies.
Gemini babies. And it's kind of fun because there's 2 of us twins. So we'll start because we're earliest in the zodiac wheel, I guess. So we are apparently Ghostface, which is from Scream.
I like Scream. Okay, that's
I
cool.
like Scream a lot.
So the
too.
little description they say is, the only thing more mercurial than your multifaceted mask, disguising the true identity of one too many serial killers, is the blatant mischief of your inquisitive nature and back-to-back phone calls. Ring, ring. I like that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that genius voice changer? You're the only zodiac sign who'd be able to get away with taunting and threatening victims via telephone while playing a repetitive game of horror movie trivia. Your communication skills are unmatched. So I love that. That's so fun.
I see that because Geminis, they're just kind of like having fun. They're just like doing things for the lols. And like Ghostface he was just like, answer these questions or you die. And they're like, what?
I know. And he did. He just changed his voice for the
Yeah.
roles. And me and Lauren both love changing our voices up. We do accents. So
Just
I
gonna,
actually thought that was really legit. I know.
true.
I
Wow.
try. I don't know if I actually succeed with that. But
No, y'all are so good with them.
Stop too much. So we're going now on to Marc, who's the Scorpio.
Scorpio.
So that's pretty topical for horror films as well. And you're Pinhead. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what film that's from.
It's from Hellraiser, and I know the villain, but I've actually, unfortunately, I've never seen it.
Okay.
I remember almost being Hellraiser, or Pinhead, I should say, for Halloween one year, but then it went against it because I didn't watch the movie. And
Boring.
Yeah, but I remember seeing him as the villain and like all the pins on his head, hence the name Pinhead, and I was like, this is scary and kind of like creative and interesting.
So this is why you're Pinhead, apparently.
Let me hear it.
Unstoppable demon and master of pain. With a knack for instilling fear and persuading others to do as you please. The only thing more terrifying than your dark, ominous, and penetrating voice is your demonic demeanor. This is actually a drag.
Yeah, I'm like...
You're being read.
Yeah.
I know, we were like commenting like, you're so communicative. We love your voice.
Yeah.
And we're like, you're just evil. Basically, your demeanor, calm, cool, and horrific. Then again, it's not like you stepped into this energy overnight, Scorpio. On the contrary, this is what happens when you experiment with the occult and your desire for vengeance gets the best of you.
Wow.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
very lengthy description.
Yeah.
I guess it's accurate.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
Tick, I guess.
Okay. And last but not least, we have Joshi, who is an Aquarius. We've got a lot of air signs.
Yeah, I love the air energy.
Yeah. Okay. So, Josh, you are Jigsaw from...
That's a good one.
Oh, I hate Jigsaw.
movies
He
scarred
scares me.
me.
Yeah, literally. The
Yeah.
first time I saw like Jigsaw though was from like one of the scary movies. It's the only scary movie that I've seen, but like they do like a fake little Jigsaw, but even that was scary. It was like, geez. They got like the little... I hate it.
Yeah,
Well, Josh gets scared by a lot of things, so
Very
I can
easily.
imagine that would have been traumatizing. Okay, this is why you're Jigsaw. It says, let the mind games begin. Being ruled by Uranus means you're not one to fall in line, but instead disrupt the social norm. But you're not just any horror villain. And by that, I mean you're not about to mindlessly murder victims for the sake of satiating your bloodthirsty appetite. Instead, you use your genius intellect and revolving analytics to target a very specific group of test subjects.
Wait, we need to go back. Did you say anus?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said Uranus. Do you guys say Uranus?
Uranus.
I heard
Uranus.
it right. I heard you
Oh,
right.
no. Me and Josh both heard anus.
I heard,
I heard your anus.
No, I heard that as well, but do you say Uranus?
You say both.
Well, I just don't say that word.
Never comes out my mouth.
Like, I don't even mention it.
Wow.
Wait,
yeah.
but speaking of Jigsaw, do you guys... I don't know how much time we have left, but do you guys prefer, like, individual horror movies or, like, the series? Like, Scream, like, the Saw movies. Like, I think that those are cool, but Jigsaw specifically, like, the torture type stuff, like, I can't do that.
Right.
It's too realistic.
I don't think I've seen like sequels. I've like seen like here and there. Like I saw Scream 1, none of the others. Like Conjuring 3, none of the others.
Well,
I don't know.
I get what you're saying about the torturing stuff is so
Yeah.
scary. And Josh was saying the same thing. We're watching American Horror Story at the moment.
Right.
And Josh was like, I don't like the realistic stuff. Like, I don't like if they like slit your throat because that's the stuff that could actually happen. So he's like,
Yeah.
that scream, like, it makes me
Yeah.
squeamish. So, but in terms of series, I do like series because I like an overarching like storyline and you like know the villain and you kind of start getting like emotional about it.
I think it depends because, like, I feel like Scream and, like, the Michael Myers series, it, like, kind of
Halloween.
repeats itself.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like, oh, you know what's going to happen. Like, it's
Oh yeah,
kinda
there's
getting
like
old.
10 Halloween movies.
Yeah, and
right?
I actually just started the first one.
Is it good?
Like, I looked at the list in chronological order. I mean, it was good. It's like it's okay. It's definitely like you could tell it's an early horror movie, so it's not like super
Right.
like well refined
Right.
or
See,
anything.
but some of those are the classics.
Exactly.
And, like,
So that's
the
what I was
best
getting
ones.
at. It was like even though with that being said, it is still a good movie. I will say I don't like. I think I'm hesitant to watch the sequels because they're not going to be. I know they're not going to be as good.
Yeah.
Like they're
Right.
people, like that's well known that the some of the Halloween sequels are not that good. But I want to watch it to get the storyline of the new movie. So I don't know.
That's true. If a new
always
one's
hard.
coming out, you kind of want to get back into the
Yeah.
the OG.
My
stuff.
parents can see a sequel in the movie theater without having seen the original, and I'm like, that's psychopathic behavior.
It is.
I can never do that.
A lot of people did that with It. You know how It came out? And they
Yeah.
just saw It Chapter 2 without having ever heard about Pennywise before. And they were like, I don't really get it. And I was like, yeah, well, like, I
Yeah, no, duh.
That makes that makes no sense.
Oh, I did see both of it. So that's a series that I can tick. None of the others I've never
Actually,
seen like
I haven't
full
seen either.
series.
you know
It
what?
was
They're
good.
So
amazing.
good.
She looks like it.
Okay,
If you
I'll
do it, like
if this is only for the viewers, but
it's like if she got like the eyes. Do you want to do the voice as well? Can you do the voice?
hello, Georgie.
And like kind of, she has like.
Do you know why? My eyes go different
She
directions.
it just goes
sometimes.
like yeah.
It's just what
Like a
happens.
reptile.
And they, and then they kind of bug out of my head. And listen, it's not like great physical features, but it looks like it. So maybe that's my Halloween costume. I was looking for that.
Well, guys, I think we're running out of time. This is a
Yeah.
very short form kind of spin off, truth be told. But yeah, so this is a fun little first episode.
Yeah.
fine.
Little intro to who we are.
Yeah,
Scary
exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
So the only problem is we don't have an outro, guys,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I do want it to be musical. So
Oh.
we're gonna have to figure that out eventually.
Okay.
I
Maybe
don't
a little
sing.
song. you are gonna. We're gonna have a 4-part harmony
snap.
happening.
Exactly. A shoe bap bap.
We'll
yeah,
see.
we'll create a whole.
We'll see
Baby,
about
that boo.
I like that we're workshopping now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's been fun to chat. And yeah, if you have any recs, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll just pretty much chat about whatever Tony's talking about in the week, because usually he has always he has some really interesting shows. But yeah, thank you for coming along.
Yeah,
so much.
this is amazing.
Okay.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.